Hi guys, Francis here. Today I will share how to configure NAT and security policies in Palo Alto. This is a continuation video of basic interface configuration. But before we start, let's go first on the network setup again. In this laboratory, we will going to configure the NATing and security policies because currently this PC is not able to reach the interface. Although we already have a virtual routing here, but by default on this firewall, which is Palo Alto, it will not going to be permitted because there is a rule in here. If it is from trust to untrust, which is interzone, any traffic will not going to be permitted. But if it is the same or it is in the same trust zone, for example, this is a trust 1 and we do have a trust 2, traffic will be permitted. That is the default rule. If we're going to look on the policies, here we do have a intra-zone default and inter-zone default. These two policies, you are not able to delete it. Yep, if you're going to look on intra-zone, this one is allowed. The action for this one is allowed. Here. Yep. And then we will also going to discuss, for example, we do have a user in here. This user will going to connect in our network, which is in here. Let's assume this FTP server. So if this user will going to go on this FTP server, it will going to go first on this specific interface, which is the public IP in the real world, and then it will be NATed going to this FTP server. So let's start on the discussion of the configuration. The first thing that we need to do is to configure the NAT policy. So we're already on the policies. So go on the NAT. NAT, and then just click add. Taking too long to respond. Okay, let's put some name in here. Student SourceNet. Then you can put whatever description that you want. Then let's go on the original packet. Original packet would be the trust, because we are going to reach from trust interface going to untrust interface. So this will be the source. This one, the one that we are currently doing right now, is from this guy going to the internet. Then for the destination zone and trust. Destination interface would be the external interface, which is the sub interface. Then we need to go on the translated packet. For the translation type, as you can see, we do have dynamic IP and port, dynamic IP or static IP, we're going to use dynamic IP and port. Address type, we just need to add translated address. Address type, it should be interface address. Okay, interface would be external. IP address would be 22.1. Then just click OK. After we configure the NAT, the next thing that we are going to do is the security policies. Okay, just click add in here if you want to add new rules. Then click, just put a name in here. So in here we're going to permit everything. Source, what would be the source? It should be from the trust, and the destination. Actually in here, if you want to be specific, for example, if you have a lot of source address, you can specify it in here. Yeah, just put the specific IP address of the PC or a group of people in here. But for us, we're going to permit any. And then for destination, which is going to the internet, which is the untrust L3. Then destination address in here, it should be the same, where you are able to add a specific IP address. Then for the application, we're going to put any, the same with the service. Actually, in here, in this specific application, this is where you are able to block a specific application, port number. Same within here. For the action, yep, we're going to allow it. Then just click OK. Yep. Actually, we haven't do a commit yet in here. Let's do a quick test. Hold on. As you can see, since we are not doing any commit yet, if we are going to go to google.com on this PC, which is .50, yeah, we are not able to connect. .55, the one that we did on the past video. Okay. And then we are going to do the configuration on the FTP, the one that I discussed earlier. But let's do a quick commit first, so that you are able, let's see if, because we already did the policy going out to the internet. So by right, after we commit this one, we should be able to connect already to the internet. So just for a brief discussion, the one that we did earlier, we create first a NAT in here, and then we allow all the traffics from this guy, trust, going to the internet. The next thing that we will do after we have a connectivity to the internet is, like I said earlier, there will be a user in here, and then it will going to connect in our FTP server. This one. Okay, configuration committed successfully. Let's try. It should be working. Okay, as you can see right now, we already have a connectivity to the internet. If you want to verify, we can try to ping public DNS 4.2.2. Okay, we're all good. So now the next thing that we are going to do on this laboratory is we configure from internet user going to our internal, which is the FTP server. So in there we will need to create also NAT rule and security policy. Like we did earlier, we go to NAT, then click add. Service FTP. What is the destination port? Okay, hold on. Before I will going to create object services for, and then we will going to use it on the policy. Let's go first on the object. Where is services? Here. Then click add in here. Then service FTP. What is the destination port? 2021. Click OK. And then now we go let's go back again to NAT, because earlier we go directly to NAT. You will see the one that we configure in the object once we click add. It's just like we're creating a specific object group for port 20 and 21. So I will going to add here inbound dash FTP, which is coming from the internet. Then original packet would be, like I said, the source would be from internet, which is the untrust, and then for the destination, that would be the untrust also. Why? Because the specific interface should be the one facing to the internet. Here it will only go, the user will only able to reach up to this point, because for this specific interface, which is the trust interface, this is private IP. There is no way on this lab that it is able to reach this specific interface, unless, for example, we configure a VPN in here for them to bypass or go directly in our internal network. Okay, so let's go back on the lab. Okay, and trust, then the service. Here, this is the one that we created earlier, service FTP. Okay, and then just click the destination address. This is the interface of the firewall facing to the internet. Enter. Then we need to go to translated packet. Destination address translation. This is the translated address would be the IP address of your FTP server, which is internal to your network, which is 192.168.22.55. Let's check. Yeah. Mm, yep. This. Yeah, as you can see, if you're going to analyze this one, this would be the original packet, right? Where it is the user will able to reach this external interface 172.16.22.1, and then afterwards it will be translated. The translated address would be 192.168.22.55, which is the FTP server. Just click OK. Okay. After we create the NAT, we need to add again rules in the security tab. Just click add for a new rule. Which is inbound FTP dash policy, and then for the source, like I said earlier, it will be coming from the untrust. Destination would be from the trust L3, which is the FTP server. For the destination address 172.16.22.1. Enter. And then in the application tab, let's add, because we are going to permit FTP application only, right? So just click FTP in here. Then for the service, just leave it at default. Action would be allow. Then click OK. Okay, we're all done now. So all we have to do is to commit the configurations. While we are committing, I'm going to do some testing, because this one is we already did the same setup on the other student firewall. So let's just do some ping test. 172.16.23.1. Yep, as you can see, we are using 22.1 subnet, mean to say we are that is our internal network, and then this is the one that I ping. This is the external IP of the other student Palo Alto Firewall. So by right, as you can see, it's already committed successfully. Earlier, before we did the NATing for this FTP server, we tried Google and we are already connected to the internet. And then, like I said earlier, we also configure another ASI firewall, the same configuration that what we did. So by right, from the PC that we are currently using, we should be able to FTP on that specific ASA that I configured earlier. Let's do an FTP. We are able to reach 172.16.23.1. Okay, it is not working. Hold on. Let's try another lab. Yeah, 21.1, sorry, that is the network that we should reach. 172.16.21.1. So if you want, we can go on that specific firewall. Let's do RDP MSTSC so that you are able to see. Let's end the session. Exit. Quit. Okay. Let's do a remote session on that firewall so that we are able to verify. Start 121. Okay. Connect. Let's do some verification if FTP is working. As you can see, what we did is from this user 122, we did a FTP session. Hold on. Okay. It's lagging on the firewall. By the way, let's do a test in the 172.16.22.1. This is our external interface, right? So let's just verify if our interface is working or not. 172.16.22.1. Yep, as you can see, it is working, right? Okay, so the one that we configure is working perfectly. Quit and let's go back in the firewall that we configured earlier rather than checking the firewall that I configured. Where is it? Hold on. Okay, let's go in here. Let's go. By the way, if you want to do a checking on the traffic, you should just go on the monitor and then go here in the traffic. You should be able to see those. Let's just do some refresh here. Okay, we did a ping earlier, right? Yeah, here. This is the session that we did earlier. As you can see, inbound FTP, it is allowed. So in here in this monitoring tab, we are able to confirm that the FTP is working because earlier in 172.16.22 or on the other side of the firewall, different firewall, we did a FTP session. So it's been lagged in here. Okay, actually we can click. Let's see if we're able to see the details. No, this one is just for filtering. Okay, as you can see, all our testing is working perfectly. So that's all for NAT and security policies. Thank you guys.